There are many world-class roller coasters around the whole world, but all these world-class roller coasters wouldn't have been there without a prototype roller coaster or model. So then I used my big brain to come up with a new video idea. In this video I'm gonna be ranking the best prototype roller coaster models around the whole world. It's gonna be very interesting to see which manufacturer hit the jackpot the first time they made a coaster. So now I have created a list of the 15 best roller coaster prototypes in the whole world. And beware, this is very subjective, so let's go into this video. Now starting off this list at spot number 15 we have Time Traveler. Time Traveler stands at Silver Dollar City and it was the first prototype Mack Rides Extreme Spinner coaster. And this German manufacturer had the genius idea of combining a thrill ride layout with spinning roller coaster trains. Time Traveler starts off with an iconic vertical first drop out of the station that gives ejector airtime in the back row. Time Traveler really has a very lengthy layout combining inversions and airtime hills, and on top of this you have 2 launches. This coaster really has a great mix of inversions, launches, airtime hills and overbanks. And combined with spinning seats and lap bars, this is a great layout. And coming in at spot number 14 we got Formula. Formula stands at Energylandia in Poland, and this was actually the first prototype new generation Vekoma launch coaster. Formula is part of the coaster model called Space Warp Launch Coaster, and this was the original comeback roller coaster by Vekoma back in 2016. The ride experience on Formula is overall punchy, short and very compact. Formula starts off with a decently forceful launch into a hang time fill inversion, and after that this coaster layout is relentless. You have many airtime hills and whippy inversions. And even though the new gen Vekomas doesn't feature lap bars, these fist restraints are still very comfy. And now coming in at spot number 13 we got Apollo's Chariot, and this coaster is actually the first original hypercoaster by B&M, standing at Busch Gardens Williamsburg in USA. And even though Apollo's Chariot till this day is a mid to low tier B&M hypercoaster, these hypercoasters are just great to ride. Apollo's Chariot starts off with a decent floater airtime fill first drop, but after that you have several airtime hills giving several seconds of floater airtime of course. This coaster also has a decently forceful helix turnaround section, and after that you have the iconic airtime hills yet again. And the only thing that makes this a low tier B&M hypercoaster is the force on the floater hills. These floater hills doesn't really hit as strong as the other ones. And now coming in at spot number 12 we got New Texas Giant, and this roller coaster was the first hybrid RMC conversion, and this coaster stands at Six Flags Over Texas in USA. Surprisingly, New Texas Giant is the only RMC with no inversions till this day, but this hybrid roller coaster still offered a very lengthy and great airtime filled layout. New Texas Giant offers a great mix of ejector and floater airtime hills, and combined with smooth Gerstlauer trains you have a great roller coaster. And coming in at spot number 11 we got Millennium Force. Millennium Force is an Intamin Giga roller coaster located at Cedar Point in USA, and Intamin was the first manufacturer that had the guts to exceed 300 foot in a roller coaster. And I really think the Millennium Force is one of the most polarizing coasters in the industry. Millennium Force offers a huge first drop and into this very positive G-force heavy overbank, and after this Millennium Force is just pure speed. This ride experience on Millennium Force mainly showcases strong positive G-forces on the overbanks and pure speed on the low to the ground turns. And because I mostly enjoy airtime on roller coasters, this is why Millennium Force is at spot number 11. And coming in at spot number 10 we got Colossus Kampf der Giganten, and this behemoth of a wooden roller coaster is part of the Intamin prefab wooden roller coasters. Colossus Kampf der Giganten stands as the tallest roller coaster in Heide Park in Germany. Just like El Toro, Colossus features a great first drop combined with 2 huge airtime hills that give Flowjector airtime. Colossus really has an epic ending with many airtime hills and a huge beast you go through that blows fire in the air. Even though Colossus features a very dull midsection, this roller coaster has been refurbished, and that is what El Toro needs. And coming in at spot number 9 we got Lightning Run. Lightning Run is a so-called Hyper GTX roller coaster model by Chance Rides located at Kentucky Kingdom in USA. And Lightning Run overall features a very small, compact and relentless airtime filled layout, and many of these airtime hills are filled with decent ejector airtime moments. It would really be cool to see a bigger Hyper GTX roller coaster model by Chance Rides. And funny enough, there's another Hyper GTX coming in 2025. And now coming in at spot number 8 we got Leviathan, and this huge steel roller coaster was officially the first B&M Giga roller coaster located at Canada's Wonderland in of course Canada. This huge 300 plus Giga roller coaster really has a very speedy layout. Leviathan starts off with one of the best drops in the whole world, a very steep 300 foot plus drop, and overall this roller coaster layout has a strong mix of positive and negative G-forces combining low speed hill airtime hills and big airtime hills, and you also have the big overbanks. Even though this roller coaster on paper has a very lengthy layout, this coaster experience is so big that the ride is quickly over. And now coming in at spot number 7 we got Wonder Woman Golden Lasso, and this was the first prototype RMC single rail roller coaster located at Six Flags Fiesta Texas in USA. The first RMC single rail model is so intense and forceful, these negative G's are so strong. This ride starts off with a world-class vertical first drop, and after this you have many low to the ground airtime moments and inversions, but these hills are taken with such great pacing it almost looks cartoonish. And because because of the strong negative G's this ride pulls, it can be a bit uncomfortable when you have these harness restraints. And moving on, at spot number 6 we got Outlaw Run. And Outlaw Run was the first Tower Track wooden roller coaster made by RMC, and this roller coaster is located at Silver Dollar City yet again in the USA. This wooden roller coaster can overall be described as intense, shaky, forceful and a bit short. This roller coaster really showcases a relentless pacing with many different airtime combinations. And Outlaw Run really has an iconic ending with 2 barrel rolls, and these barrel rolls are on an incline going upwards. And I've heard that this roller coaster is a bit more rough than it used to be. And now coming in at spot number 5 we got Magnum XL200. Magnum XL200 was an aerodynamics roller coaster located at Cedar Point in USA. Magnum XL200 was the first so-called aerodynamics hyper roller coaster that exceeded 200 feet, and this is all the way back in 1989. Many people will not place this roller coaster as hype, but I love airtime, and Magnum XL200 has one of the strongest airtime moments in the whole world. The airtime on these triangular shaped airtime hills is so strong that you could get bruised, and even though this ride is from 1989, it isn't even that rough. And now coming in at spot number 4 we got Fly, and Fly is part of the new generation Vekoma flying roller coasters, and this coaster is located at Phantasialand in Germany. Fly is really a one-of-a-kind roller coaster, and this roller coaster actually features 2 launches. Have you ever seen launches on a flying coaster? I haven't. Fly features a very lengthy and very twisty layout combining many floaty inversions and also airtime pops. This coaster also flies around a heavily themed area called Rookburg, and there are many head choppers and feet choppers. This is just an amazing experience overall. And now coming in at spot number 3 we got X2, and formerly known as Just X, this was an aerodynamics 4th dimension roller coaster located at Six Flags Magic Mountain in USA. Unfortunately, Aero does not exist anymore, but S&S has the blueprint and they've created 2 coasters in Asia. This 4th dimension roller coaster is really crazy. You have this winged coaster with spinning seats, but these spinning seats are programmed to turn during the ride experience. This roller coaster starts out with a vertical 200 foot plus drop. This coaster layout is so bizarre and so intense that it could be too much for many people, especially the last dive before going into the brakes. That's just too crazy. And now coming in at spot number 2 we got Maverick. Maverick is a small and intense Intamin LSM launch coaster located at Cedar Point in USA. And back in 2007, Intamin and Cedar Point worked together to create this small monstrosity. Maverick has a very lengthy layout combining an LSM lift hill and an LSM launch. Maverick overall is a very relentless roller coaster that features many strong airtime moments and positive G-forces. Almost every element on this coaster is world class because the pacing is just so fast. You have crazy airtime on the first drop airtime hills, and you have these crazy intense stangle dives also. And the very strong rolling LSM launch under the station is just also crazy. There's so many moments on Maverick, you have to try this coaster. And now coming in at spot number 1 as the best prototype coaster in the whole world is Voltron. Voltron is part of the new roller coaster model called the Striker Coaster by Mack Rides. This roller coaster is so lengthy and it has so many elements that I could talk about it for 10 minutes. In terms of elements, you have a one-of-a-kind beyond vertical launch, you have a rolling launch into a 0G stall, you have a backwards and forwards launch, you have everything. This roller coaster just overall has the whole package. You have intense theming, you have a very lengthy layout with positive and strong negative G-forces. Voltron overall just has a relentless pacing, combined some of the best elements in the whole world. My 2 favorite elements on this roller coaster is the outer bank airtime hill and the 0G stall. These are just world class. Now we finally come to an end of this video. Did you like this video? Did you hate this video? Let me know in the comments. Have I missed some roller coasters or coaster models? Let me know, please. And at the end of the day, I'm always gonna say bye bye.